Let's look at a computer today, a Sun Microsystems Ultra 20. It's a bit too big to easily maneuver on the bench, so we'll use another camera so that we can see what things it has on the front and back. On the front it's got a DVD-ROM, power, an OK LED, interesting, OK. 2 Firewire ports, 2 USB ports, some audio, quite a nice grill. Ultra 20. If we have a look on the back, it's got power supply, pretty decent sized fan. Then there's no PS2s, but it's got another 4 USBs, 2 gigabit Ethernet, a VGA, and then some sort of graphics card, which looks exciting because it's got 2 DVIs on it and no VGA. Nice thumb screws to open it. So we've got some sort of NVIDIA graphics card with nice cosonic capacitor on it, that's good. Some PCIEs, a display, probably for the post numbers, that's nice. There's quite an interesting heatsink. Full RAM, that's good. Power supply. Then there's 2 drive bays, but I don't have the caddies for it, which is a bit sad. So that joins on with the normal Molex power and then the 2 SATA cables. I've not turned this on yet. It's got such a nice big fan there. Paid attention, and there's this guide. It's a bit weird. It's going to be quite starved of air input there because there's no thing in the side of the case. But that will help prevent the hot air that comes out the sides from mixing and being pulled back in. But it is a bit dodgy because the airflow can only come out the top and the bottom there of the heatsink, not the sides, and half that's blocked by this graphics card. We should look at what the graphics card is. It does look quite industrial because it's got all sorts of proper shielding around the connectors. Like flexible conductive gasket, has no SLI support. Interesting, very low number of fins on that heatsink. That's pretty weird. That's a Quadro FX 560. Looks like it has support for VGA instead of those. That real slim VGA. Okay, so what modules are these? Memory modules. Pull one out. I don't know what that is. Doesn't really tell you what the size is. Oh, there you go. 4 gig kit of 2. So maybe these are 2 gigs each. Presumably that will be what they all are. 4 gig kit of 2. Yeah, so maybe it's got 8 gigs of RAM. Put this stuff back in. And I have not turned this thing on yet. I'm saving it for the video so that you can experience it powering on for the first time since I've owned it. I got it because the case looked really interesting. It's quite a nice style, and I was going to build that 13th gen system into this case, although it's already in another case at the moment. There's a neat diagram on the other side of the cover. So it's an Ultra 20 M2, so it's the more fancy version. Looking on Wikipedia, that means it is AMD Opteron dual core 1200 series, up to 8 gigs of RAM. There's a range of processors there from 1.8 to 3 gigahertz. So I don't know what one we have, but they give you nice instructions here on where the things are, how everything is hooked up, how to do the stuff with the CPU, how to click the RAM into place. Pretty nice. Let's power this up. Now I've got an adapter here so we can... I've got a keyboard and mouse. Presumably that just works. Bring in that power meter that we've seen before so that we can see what the power consumption of this thing is. Alright, let's plug this in and see what happens. There's a switch. this numlock. Oh, here we go. So it's a dual core 1214. I don't know what that means. Okay, that's the end of it. NVIDIA boot agent. Is that because it's got an NVIDIA chipset on it? Perhaps. Maybe we should have gone into setup. Well, I've got this disk here, SSD, which we can try and balance in the slots. It's empty. I was thinking we should try and install Windows XP on it, since that is exciting, and I haven't played with that for a while. So perhaps I'll turn this off, and we'll plug this disk in to a slot. Does it matter which one it goes into? I really like the idea of the SSD balancing by the connector. Didn't come with any drive caddies. I guess they got removed and disposed of along with the drives. Oh, that says 1 and 2, so I guess we gotta put in the top one. Okay, let's turn this on. We'll go into setup to see if it detects the drive. And if it does, then we'll have a look at putting Windows XP on. Oh, that's good. It starts in the subdued mode, not going full bore. Or maybe it was sleeping before. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Since the numlock was on immediately. Oh, F2. Slow RAM check. Okay, it's a 2.2 gigahertz. So it's not the most hard out one you can get. It's the second stinkiest one you can get. It's a shame we wanted the hard out one. Suppress boot display. Really want to suppress that. Summary screen. Sure. Just zero it. None. Suppose it'll be fine. Is that important? Nah. Is it? I don't know. Windows, I guess. Might as well. Post display. Processor configuration. USB. LANs. SATA controller. Interrupt mode. Yeah, we don't really want RAID, do we? So we put that on. NV. The fans are speeding up. CPU must be heating up. That's fine. DOS, I guess. Local bus ID. Oh, because the CD-ROM or DVD is in as IDE. That's probably a trouble, isn't it, for Windows XP? We'll need an F6 driver. Memory, good. Security, monitor. The local temperature. Look at this. It's just cranking up harder and harder. Faster and faster. Okay, boot. Yeah, good, it found it. That we want to get rid of because we don't want to boot by boot ROM or whatever that is. Saves changes. The fans just getting faster and faster. Oh, you have to do that if you enable the summary. Okay, I guess that's why it was disabled. So we're going to find a Windows XP disk now and see if we can get Windows installed. I'll get back to you when that starts. Pretty hungry thing, isn't it? 120 watts. Found a Windows XP disk. Let's see if that will do anything. It's Surf Pack 3. I thought I had some original discs somewhere, but yeah. We might have to do some slipstreaming. And I guess the CD drive doesn't work in this. And that's a shame, isn't it? The drive does not eject. It makes a noise, like a kind of ejecting noise. Alright. Well, we're going to have to find another CD drive, because that one seems to be dead. And it's good without that horrible noise. This has quite interesting mounting. Yeah, we have to take the front off to... Okay. Yeah, a little bit of wire that goes into the screw holes. That's quite neat. Okay, we'll find another drive. It's nice that they folded the... It's nice that they folded the ID cable like that to make it nice and small and out of the way. Yeah, that CPU heatsink's pretty hot. Alright, we'll find another drive and see if that works better. Or at all. Guess we should take the front off this case to investigate this stuff. Oh, it goes sideways. Really? Okay. Then this can just slide out. Some sort of quite generic drive. It's only a DVD-ROM. I don't know what other stuff they had around that time. There's heaps of wires going onto that thing. I want to look at it though. Multi-USB thing. Yeah, the problem is if I undo that one, can you get the wire back? Oh no, it's keyed. Okay, that's pretty basic. It's just a port replicator thing. They've got quite a lot of capacitors there for the USB ports to help with inrush, I guess. And there's the Firewire ports. I've got a little filter there. There's diodes. Oh, I guess that stops backfeeding because that will be supplying 12 volts out. That's a combined Firewire thing that comes from these two separated Firewire ports down the bottom. Okay, we'll find another drive. DVD writer 16 times. Let's see what that does. It's another pretty generic looking thing. I don't know what it came out of. Listen to this thing rev up again. Alright, let's see if that can boot. Oh, we can see the boot display down the bottom there. I wonder if it likes having this fan unplugged to stop the noise. I don't even know where it's plugged in. Here, I guess. Yeah, I got the sound of this thing cranking up. And it's probably not going to be able to find the drive controller. I'll try and work out what to do with that if that is the case. The heatsink on the graphics card gets pretty hot. It's not even doing anything yet. There's probably so much background noise in this video it's going to be annoying. Set up now. Enter F8 to agree to the license. Oh, look at that. It found the drive. That's great. So I've already formatted the drive using Windows 10 so that hopefully the partition is aligned to the SSD. So we should be able to just go in, install, leave it, don't reformat it, and hopefully, if we're lucky, find a Windows XP serial number next. It's going to be the next exciting challenge. And yeah, I'm also not sure about drivers for this thing. It seems like Sun has removed all the support pages for this system, so you can't get any of that stuff from their website anymore. Let's notice there's headers down, well, not headers, down in the corner down there. There are pads on the board where there could have been PS2 ports, and there's also a 10-way header for a serial port, and that's over the top of the normal pins that they would have had for the D9 right angle coming out the back. Now, I did notice in the BIOS there was serial option and it was disabled, so I guess if you enable it you can plug a cable onto that 10-way header and bring it out to an expansion slot if you want to use the built-in serial port. We'll just wait for this to finish and then we'll come back. With this, we're rebooting. Moment of truth. That sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, the system fan. Oh, okay. Apparently you need that. That thing is so... Alright, so it does still need the disc. Alright then. So it's not like the... Yeah. Anyway. Got mouse. Mouse. Yeah, that one's really quiet. Maybe it relies on that noisy case fan. Maybe it wrecked because the CPU does feel The heat pipes down there on the CPU heatsink do feel really hot. The easiest Windows yet. It was also the ugliest yet, although I think now Windows 11's taken that crown, stole it from Windows 7, which was the ugliest one after Windows XP. Well, at least in Windows XP you could turn off most of the ugliness. So it's installing devices. Wonder how far it will get with that. Well, I'm expecting we can still get the NVIDIA drivers, since as we saw in the other video with Windows 95 we could still get the Quadro NVS 280 or whatever it was drivers. Capacitors on this are really hot. See, getting a thrashing by the switch modes on that. Your computer will be faster and more reliable. It not only starts faster than any previous version of Windows, debatable, but it also runs your programs more quickly and reliably than ever. If a program becomes unstable, you can close it without having to shut down Windows and lose any of your work. Debatable? Well, I guess they're not comparing this to Windows 2000, they're comparing it to Windows 98, which did have a bit of problem on some systems. If they're comparing it to Windows 2000, then all of these points are invalid, since Windows 2000 is quite a bit better, faster and less dross. Yeah, I should have got the 64-bit version of Windows XP for this, since that's really what it needs for the 8 gigs of RAM. And yeah, I don't have that, so there you go. We'll just leave that, that'll be fine. Yeah, I'll have to go and find one of these. Alright, let's continue the setup. Installing network. No idea if it would have found the network adapter. Guess that's good enough. Yeah, I'm guessing it didn't find the network adapter because it probably would have been there. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so this is what we're installing for the Firewire. Yeah, so it wouldn't have found the actual network adapters. That's a shame. Okay, it's rebooting now. It's, yeah, anyway, you can see the whatever you call that thing down there doing its thing. Oh, we gotta plug the fan back in. Okay, it's gonna get loud. Okay, it got into Windows. We're improving the appearance of some items on the screen. Okay, that's good. Whoa, we're getting an out-of-the-box experience. Out of the box. This is as bad as that please wait a moment thing that you have to do in Windows 10 every now and then, where you just click no to all these options and then it just says please wait a moment every single time. Whoa, look at that ugly ass thing. Oh, I thought we could get into administrator. Oh yeah, you have to turn off the welcome experience. I've kind of forgotten all that stuff that you have to do to make the computer usable, since I haven't had to use this disgusting Windows for a while. I guess that's what we need. Keep it on top, don't hide it. Show the proper start menu. Turn off personalized menus. That's one of the most important things because that's really, really annoying. And do that, I guess, and that. And then you have to go to here and go to this, and then this, and then this. Turn off the annoying stuff. None of that. Okay, good. That's fine. Apply that. Good, that's getting a little bit better, isn't it? Except the resolution doesn't quite match up with the thing. Yeah, we've got to install graphics cards and things before we could do much else. Device manager. Okay, so we've got some other devices, and yeah, sound and video needs to be installed. Oh, it's Fire. It's not even a TI thing. That's a bit disappointing. Dual core processor. I don't know if the USB 2 controller is installed or not. Who knows? I wonder if there's a way of working out if like what the chipset is in this, and then we can just get the normal drivers from NVIDIA and not have to worry about the Sun drivers. Anyway, we've got some stuff. Network devices. I guess that's what those are. guess those are the network drivers, the network interfaces. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and find some drivers for this, and then we'll come back and try and install them, depending on if I can find them. Okay, I got the drivers, but we're also having some of the most insane rain that we've had in a very long time right now, so I think there's going to be a lot of background noise, more than that horrible noise this thing was making. Anyway, rain seems to be slowing now, so let's carry on with this. I put drivers on here. I was able to find some official Enforce drivers and the Quadro FX drivers, and I put a bunch of other stuff on there. So hopefully we need to put a shortcut to Windows Explorer in there so that we can do the good things, so we don't have to keep going in here to open it. Yeah, see, that's the thing with Windows XP, has such ugly looking icons compared to Windows 2000 and anything previous. I guess we can get rid of that now. I wonder how long this is going to take to install, if it installs. Otherwise, I'll just pull the drive out and I'll copy the stuff on directly. So one reason I was interested in using this computer, and why I was interested in getting Windows XP on it, is because this has Firewire, and supposedly Windows XP was the last time you could do good things using D-VHS over Firewire. Although I have been having success transferring some D-VHS tapes into Windows 10 without any modifications using cap DVHS, I think. One of these things. Yeah, anyway, I put them all on here. We have to just set this up stuff so it's not so ugly. So anyway, there's this Quadro drivers, and then there's this Enforce drivers, which supposedly that does the sound to the network and everything you need. So we'll try that first, and then hopefully that will just sort all that stuff out for us. Look at that. SM bus, SMU, Ethernet, and the media shield. Okay. Doesn't have a description. Look at that, it's come up already. Not that we really need network, although maybe we can try activating Windows Online. Is that a possibility? You can hear thunder. Maybe you can hear it. We're on a UPS, a online UPS, so we should be alright. Now it says, select cancel if you do not want to install the storage drivers. 3 components. SATA controller that will replace a RAID controller if it's enabled in the BIOS, which it's not. To install also the SATA disk when the RAID is enabled, you must do that. I suppose well, I don't know. Should we just try it and see if it wrecks Windows? I don't know, let's just do it. Might ruin the computer, but yeah, anyway, I'll just redo it if that happens. I do want to install the NVIDIA and Firewire Network Access Manager. Should we? I suppose. I don't know what that means. So we've got 2 networks now because it's got dual gigabit Ethernet. The Network Access Manager. Firewire Network Access Manager. I'll just go and research that. I don't know, some forum said it was something to do with a hardware firewall and that it's been led to problems. Anyway, we'll get rid of that then. Okay, that's good, I guess. Let's do the DirectX 9C there. I don't know what DirectX Windows XP comes with, but I think that's the latest one that you can have. So we might as well have it. Hear that thunder? Let's see what options it gives us. Oh, okay, we get that. Perform a clean install. That doesn't matter because we didn't have anything installed before. Some sort of ground strap thing. Oh, it's just a cable tie thing. just there. I've noticed something was coming off that screw there. It's a thing to hold the cables out of the way. Okay, good. Now, we need to restart the computer. Okay. Oh, the audio is not installed. Huh, okay, I thought that was part of the other thing. We'll see if it comes in after the reboot, and if not, I've found some other drivers that might work. I just have to plug this fan in again. A major thunder was happening again, though that would have been drowned out by the fan noise. Oh, look at that! It's now the actual, I think it's gone to the native resolution, maybe? It's weirdly blurry, but I'm pretty sure it's gone to 1920 by 1080. Or has it gone more? Maybe it went higher than that. What does it say? Yeah, it is 19... Oh, okay. I know why it looks weird. It's because the preview for me is scaled. There you go. Although that doesn't matter for you, but look at that. We've got full Windows XP-ness. Probably need to get a proper mouse because this trackball is a bit irritating. Yeah, let's see. Okay, the DirectX thingamabob. Can't even remember how you get to that. Oh, where are the tree lines gone? That's pretty disgusting, isn't it? Classic folders. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff we'll have to change in here. You pretty much just have to change all of these settings. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I think some lightning. Okay. Pretty loud thunder. Okay, that's a bit better, I think, although where are the tree lines gone? That's weird. Makes it very hard to track this stuff. And why is there a Dell folder? That's weird. Oh, maybe this is a Dell Windows XP disk that I used. Oh, this still needs sorting out. It's supposed to be like that. The default view for everything. Then you can actually find things easily. There we go. So what DirectX have we got on this? Oh, it knows all the stuff about it. That's good. We've already got 9C, so we're all mint for DirectX. Mint. That was supposed to be detailed by type. So we don't need that after all. I got FFD show, because I think that's important for the DVHS stuff. Might as well put that on. Let's just put on all of the stuff, because why not? You have to turn on video codecs, MPEG 2, maybe it already is, other MPEG 2. Great! VLC player. Oh, we still haven't got the sound. Yeah, that's right. Let's have a look. Just go into the control panel and have a look at that. Device manager. Okay, so we still need to get the sound, so I'll get some... I'll try to... Good. If safe eject that. Oh, it's because we're running an installer off of it right now. Anyway, I'll just copy some stuff onto this. Turns out the audio drivers I downloaded were about 600 megabytes, so that's taking a long time to copy onto another drive because the one I'm using here is only 512 megabytes. Anyway, let's finish this setup of VLC while we're here. A few critical things you gotta do, which is untick that and untick that, so that you doesn't take over your files, and so that, unless that's what you want as your video player, but usually I'm using the Windows Media Player, the Windows Media Player Classic, the good one, not the horrible one. And yes. Says it's going to take 20 minutes to copy. Maybe that USB drive is pooped. Anyway, we'll come back once that's happened. Yeah, in the meantime, perhaps we should try this. DVHS tool. 22.1 beta? Like, you can't run this on newer versions of Windows, so let's see. Apparently this is a good thing for doing stuff. Okay. Great. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So, I guess that means we should hook up a DVHS player and see what happens. What I also want to do is get an actual mouse involved here. I will just set up some things. Oh, although maybe we should wait till the sound card's installed. Alright, I gave up on one of the flash drives because it's just so slow. It's gonna take... It took half an hour and it still said it had 20 minutes to go. So I found another flash drive and it copied over in a couple of minutes. And we've got all these different things to choose from. I don't know what one... They seem very similar, but there must be different versions. It says 7240, that's 7040. Perhaps we'll try this. And there's just so much crust in this that I think the best option is to copy it and paste it into here. And let's just try this. Okay, we've got to do a search in this place. Oh, what? Okay, there. Great. Finished. Working properly. So that's good. I think we've got all of the hardware installed now. That's great. I've changed to a proper mouse now, which is also great. A real mouse, imagine that. Now, I was thinking we should try out some DVHS stuff. I don't know what tape to play it. Anyway, what we're going to do is perhaps I'll arrange these things over to the side and then we'll shift this over. Does that even matter? Anyway, I just wanted to see what will come up when we plug it in. It's not going to be that. It's going to be imaging devices, I guess. Anyway, there's a Firewire cable here going to a VCR. Look at that Toshiba thingamabob. Oh, it wants drivers. Oh, that might be for the tuner though. We're not on the internet. Oh yeah, the tuner can't install usually. Maybe it can under Windows XP. Nope. Should we connect this to the internet? Randomly join a Windows XP computer onto the internet? No, not at the moment. This though should install okay. Wow, look at that. Heaps of unknown devices just showed up. Were they there before? No. There we go, so we got that. I don't know anything about this program. Default path. VCR. That's good, we could choose the VCR. Default path for the streams. We need to make a folder on there. I don't know if we need to do that. I don't know about that. This is the thing though. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Alright. Great. Yes, what I was going to say is we need to set up the decoder with... Oh yeah, that's done. Good. Okay. Let's just shut it and open it. Okay, so it doesn't remember position. I don't know what this program's supposed to do. Maybe it's for putting stuff on tapes. VCR on. So it knows stuff. Maybe we just put a tape in. Okay, so got the Firewire plugged in, and that goes over to D-VHS here, which should start playing a tape if we're lucky. Components. We're doing things out of order. We were supposed to do a whole video about DVHS stuff, but we're kind of cheating a bit by starting it off here. Anyway, we're over here at the moment on this computer. And, oh look, it's got that, so we should be able to record from it. Oh. Or we can play it? Restore. I don't know. Test? What does restore mean? To restore from, into the number of minutes to restore. Ah, okay. Right. 60? I don't know. 10? Can't even type in there. 10 minutes? Go. So it's doing it, is it? I was hoping it would have a preview. Anyway, let's just leave this running for some time. Maybe we should have picked 1 minute. I wonder if we can see in here, is there something happening? Oh, look at that, 141 megabytes. Not growing. But sometimes it doesn't show the file size until after the file's being closed. I guess we'll just leave it going for a while. I suppose we can interrupt it and it won't delete what it's transferred. Ah, does it save it in 1 minute chunks? Maybe. I wonder if this works, if it's actually going to transfer properly, because I'm doing a tape that in Windows 10 it just wouldn't transfer, and I assumed it had a copy protection. It does display it on the monitor though, as you saw very briefly. The monitor is using the D terminal output of the VCR, so it's a component video output. That works, so I know the VCR is working, but I couldn't capture anything over the Firewire for some reason. Some unknown reason. We'll see what this does, otherwise we'll try another tape that I know that works over the Firewire. I guess we'll just stop it there. We've got 2 files done. Now, let's open one in VLC. What? VLC is no... That's not fair. I thought we had installed it. Strange. What's going on? It's got no icons on its thingamabob. And that is the 32-bit one that was supposed to work. Maybe it's the wrong version then. And why is it stuck now? Still didn't start it, did it? Yeah, that's annoying. This doesn't have proper media player. I don't want any of that stuff. I don't really want any of that either. Oops, okay, too bad. Stupid media player, that's ugly. And it probably doesn't support those files. That's what I wanted. Oops. I want to copy this onto the USB drive and then try it in another computer and see if that worked. Just that one. Okay, I'll let you know what happens. Nope, didn't work. As expected. I think it's because the tape has a copy protection on it so that you can't get to it. Can't record it over the Firewire. Anyway, let's try this other program. Is this one? I think that doesn't have any type of previewing either. And then there's this one. So it says you got to sort out. I thought I'd configured that. Decoder. MPEG-2. Huh. Really? I thought we'd done all that. Weird. Or did I do it in some other way? Okay, I've never got this to work before, so who knows. The preview at least has never worked. It's playing now. Let's see. See if that captures a file that works. Oh, I have to put the drive back. I don't think so, because that file's only 1.7 megabytes. So let's try another tape then. I want the preview to work. Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, I had to untick scene split, because otherwise it wouldn't record the file at all. It would only do a couple of seconds then stop. Okay, let's see. We'll get this going to about 40 seconds and we'll see if the file is more. Should be fairly big by that point. It's a little bit more. Let's untick scene split and try again. Oh, am I overwriting it? Oh no, it's making a different file. Okay, we'll do 37 seconds again and then see what it says. Why doesn't that work? I want to preview it. It makes it so much easier to capture when you can see that there's something coming in. There you go, look, that actually captured some data now. So it is quite important that you have that not ticked. I don't know why, but there you go. Or maybe you have to configure this or something. But why doesn't that show up? So perhaps that means we should go back to the other tape and see if it will capture, just to rule out whether Windows 10 is a limitation there. Find the program. It's playing. I will leave that running for a short time and we'll see. Well, if we let it go for 32 seconds it should be around 90 megabytes again, because this system uses a constant bitrate MPEG-2 stream. Oh, okay. Maybe it did work. But why didn't VLC work? I'll try and fix VLC. Hold on a second, I'll get back to you there. Got it! VLC, a slightly older version. Finally installed. We're going to try this. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't capture. This one though, yeah, it captured the video. That's good. Needs a bit of deinterlacing. That's in here somewhere. Better? Yeah, there's no sound associated with that. I don't know if that's going to trigger anything. The other thing you can do with this is go open capture device. So if we stop that and go open capture device, it should come up here. Play. Huh, look at that, it can see it. That's the one that would, this is the tape that wouldn't capture, but it displayed one frame and got stuck. I think it might be a copy protection thing. I don't think there's anything. Whoa, look at that. Can be recorded. Ah, okay. That's weird. So it's got the counter coming in even. Slow. Can be recorded. So it's not a copyright flag. It must have some other problem then that's preventing it from being presented to the computer. But other tapes work fine. DVHS tapes. It's got another hole there. Well, it's got that one. That's the SVHS hole, I think, and that's the DVHS hole. So you can record SVHS onto these tapes. I'm using the wrong mouse. Because it's changed to a different tape, it's... There you go. YouTube will be able to identify for me what these programs are. Not sure why it's so weird and blurry. Is that the deinterlacing thing going crazy? Anyway, I think we've achieved the goal. We've got this. Took a look at the Sun Ultra 20 M2 Workstation, and got Windows XP installed on it on this SSD, which is nice. And We proved that it can do the same things as Windows 10 with a DVHS VCR and nothing new, so that's a little bit disappointing. Wow, that heatsink is extremely hot there. Burning your fingers hot. Oh, I know what we can do. Hold on 1 second. We can have a look with this thing. Although there is a silver heatsink, so the emissivity is not going to be the best. But what's really interesting and noticed in here is in the menu for setting the emissivity, it's set to tape. Tape! So we can just put some tape on it, which is what you usually do to dull down reflective objects so that you can accurately read the temperature, or you spray paint them black with a matte black paint. But tape is in there as one of the emissivities, so it's around 64, but I think it shows that anyway without the tape. 66. Yeah, you gotta watch out for reflective objects because you can see we can't see what the heat pipes are doing. If we put that on there, then we should be able to read the temperature on the heat pipe. See how hot it is compared to my hand. My hand is fairly cold, 35. Doesn't have spot temperature reading. Yeah, it's about 38. This camera doesn't work properly though above around 40 degrees, 40 to 50. But anyway. So no wonder that feels hot to touch because it's over 60 degrees. Yeah, the RAM's only 39. It's nearly 50 down there by those regulators. And the stuff on the graphics card, well, that's all reflective stuff again. Interesting, the power consumption is still 110 watts, so putting Windows on it hasn't calmed it down at all. Capacitors aren't overly hot on the graphics card. Great! So there's a look at Sun Ultra 20 M2 Workstation and it receiving data from DVHS. It's like that deinterlacing thing. Oh, it's off again. Okay, maybe that just happens so it won't look so weird now. Although this type of broadcast, these high definition things can have weird compression artifacts, but not like what we were seeing then. Great! We'll do a proper video on DVHS sometime in the future. I was thinking we should pull the heatsink over this and have a look at the CPU, but too late. We got a good computer out of it. See, it's got this lever here to release the thing. I don't think we should do that while it's on. Anyway, there you go. Sun Ultra 20, installing Windows XP and trying out a couple of DVHS thingamabobs.